In a dramatic turn of events, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky found himself at the center of a political firestorm following a contentious meeting with former U.S. President Donald Trump in Washington, D.C.
He said, I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way, so that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
The meeting, which was intended to focus on a natural resources agreement, quickly spiraled into a heated public confrontation, underscoring the fragile state of international relations surrounding the ongoing war in Ukraine. A diplomatic breakdown in Washington. Zelensky's visit to the White House was initially planned to discuss a deal that would grant the United States access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals, a crucial resource for modern technology and defense industries. These minerals, essential for producing semiconductors, batteries, and military equipment, have become an increasingly important aspect of global geopolitics. The deal was meant to strengthen U.S.-Ukraine economic ties and provide Ukraine with additional financial support amid its ongoing struggle against Russian aggression. However, the discussion took a sharp turn when Trump, accompanied by his Vice President J.D. Vance, openly berated the Ukrainian leader in front of reporters. According to sources present at the meeting, Trump accused Zelensky of being ungrateful for the military and financial assistance provided by the United States. The former president, who has repeatedly questioned the scale of American involvement in Ukraine's war effort,
Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now the President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
Demanded that Zelensky acknowledge the role U.S. support had played in sustaining Ukraine's resistance against Russia. The exchange became increasingly tense when Zelensky attempted to respond, only to be cut off by Trump, who issued a stern warning against what he called...
All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners.
Ukraine's gambling with World War III. The remark appeared to reference Ukraine's continued calls for increased military assistance and the deployment of more advanced weaponry. The abrupt and highly public nature of the confrontation led to an early termination of the meeting, with Zelensky departing Washington earlier than planned. His premature exit signaled a potential rift between Ukraine and its most crucial ally, raising concerns about the long-term implications for U.S. aid. International reaction. European leaders rally behind Ukraine.
Ukrainian and Russian soldiers being killed. My number one thing is to get that stopped. My number two thing is I don't want to have to pay any more money, because Biden has spent $350 billion without any chance of getting it back.
The confrontation sent shockwaves across Europe, where concerns about Trump's approach to Ukraine had already been growing. European leaders quickly voiced their support for Zelensky, reaffirming their commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty and its fight against Russian aggression. European Union Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas made a bold statement declaring, "It's clear that the free world needs a new leader." This sentiment was echoed by leaders across the continent, who took to social media to express solidarity with Ukraine. French President Emmanuel Macron reaffirmed France's unwavering support, stating, "There is an aggressor, Russia. There is a victim, Ukraine. We were right to help Ukraine and sanction Russia 3 years ago, and we must continue to do so." German Chancellor Olaf Scholz and his successor-in-waiting, Friedrich Merz, also voiced strong backing, with Scholz emphasizing that no one wants peace more than the citizens of Ukraine. Dutch Prime Minister Dick Schoof underscored the Netherlands' continued commitment to Ukraine, saying, "Now more than ever, we support Ukraine. We want a lasting peace and an end to Russia's war of aggression." Meanwhile, Poland's Prime Minister Donald Tusk directly addressed Zelensky, reassuring him, "Dear Volodymyr, dear Ukrainian friends, you are not alone. Support from the global community." Beyond Europe, world leaders from Canada, Australia, and New Zealand also voiced their support. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau reaffirmed his country's commitment to Ukraine, stating, "Canada will continue to stand with Ukraine and Ukrainians in achieving a just and lasting peace. Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese emphasized the moral obligation to support Ukraine, declaring, "We have proudly supported the brave people of Ukraine in their struggle to defend their sovereignty against Russian aggression." European Union Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and European Council President Antonio Costa issued a joint statement assuring Zelensky, "You are never alone. We will continue working with you for a just and lasting peace." Despite this overwhelming show of international support, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán broke ranks with other European leaders, siding with Trump. In a social media post, Orbán wrote, "Strong men make peace, weak men make war." Today, President Trump stood bravely for peace, even if it was difficult for many to digest. Thank you, Mr. President. His remarks highlighted the growing division within Europe regarding the best approach to ending the war in Ukraine, NATO's response, and Zelensky's next steps. In the wake of the tense White House meeting, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte confirmed that he had spoken with Zelensky twice. While he refrained from disclosing details, he emphasized the importance of Ukraine maintaining strong ties with the United States. Rutte urged Zelensky to find a way to restore diplomatic relations with Trump, stating, "We have to respect what Trump has done for Ukraine so far." Despite the friction, Zelensky sought to strike a conciliatory tone. Upon arriving in London for talks with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, he emphasized Ukraine's continued need for US support. In a series of posts on X, formerly Twitter, he wrote, "It's crucial for us to have President Trump's support. He wants to end the war, but no one wants peace more than we do." What this means for Ukraine's war effort? The fallout from the Trump-Zelensky confrontation has raised serious questions about the future of US aid to Ukraine. With Trump advocating for a negotiated settlement with Russia and some US lawmakers expressing skepticism about continued military assistance, Ukraine faces an uncertain future. Nevertheless, Zelensky remains determined to secure ongoing international support. In an interview with Fox News following the White House meeting, he admitted that the dispute with Trump was not good for both sides, but expressed hope that the relationship could be repaired. He reiterated that Ukraine's goal is a just and lasting peace, and stressed the importance of global unity against Russian aggression. As the geopolitical landscape continues to shift, Ukraine must navigate a complex web of international alliances, balancing diplomatic relations with key Western powers, while maintaining its steadfast resistance against Russia. The next few months will be critical in determining whether Ukraine can continue to count on the unwavering support of its allies, or if it will need to adjust its strategy to confront new diplomatic challenges. In conclusion, the explosive exchange between Zelensky and Trump highlights the high stakes of the war in Ukraine and the fragile nature of global alliances. While European nations and other Western allies have reaffirmed their commitment, the possibility of wavering U.S. support introduces uncertainty. If American backing weakens, how will it impact Ukraine's ability to resist Russian aggression? As Zelensky continues his diplomatic efforts, securing firm commitments from key international players remains critical. His success or failure could shape the course of the conflict, influencing both military aid and broader strategic support. Beyond weapons and financial assistance, Ukraine also needs long-term economic and humanitarian aid to sustain its fight and rebuild its future. The war is not just a battlefield struggle, but also a test of global political will. Will allied nations maintain their resolve, or will shifting priorities and geopolitical calculations lead to hesitation? With the world closely watching, Ukraine's fate hinges on whether its allies remain steadfast or begin to retreat, reshaping the balance of power in the conflict.